No, not too much fun. Not too much fun. Adam might be watching.
Let's go!
You hear that? Dude, you hear that?
Let it play, dude. Let's have an hour of
What's up,
fucking
everybody?
music.
Welcome to the Winners Lounge! Holy shit, man. We are presented by Bet365 Never Ordinary. That was a never ordinary win.
That wasn't ordinary.
Nothing about that was ordinary.
Reggie Jackson turns in the game of his life to lead the Denver Nuggets past the Los Angeles Clippers.
Not his
113,
career high, Harrison.
104. I don't care. It was the game of his life.
Dude, he
though.
turned
That
into
was
the
the game of his life.
He missed 4 shots the whole
He
game.
turned into the game of Jokic's life.
Yeah. An incredible game, an incredible performance from him, and a lot of other guys on the Nuggets. You know, we got a lot to talk about tonight. I'm Harrison Wynn. That's Brendan Vogt.
What do the Clippers have to do to beat the Nuggets? Oh, man. What can they do? Is there anything they can do? Do you think...
No.
I know there's only 9 of them, but do you think the fans have just given up on the Nuggets games, if not the season?
I mean, I would.
Come on.
I would.
Come on.
I don't know how you trudge back to Crypto.com Arena after this one.
Oh man, they had a crypto-esque performance tonight. I would say.
Yeah. You know, if you really think about it, the Clippers are a microcosm for cryptocurrency in general. A lot of hype, no substance.
Oh my god, terrible.
That's Eric Weedham. You know him as D-Line.
That's right, guys. Tonight was not just about big government. It was about the regulator. Regulator.
And that's Superstar Dev.
How do you flop that?
Dude, out of all the intros you could have gone with, you go with that?
You know what? I liked it, man. I
The
liked
regulator.
Man.
it. You know who was rewarded for this game?
Who's that?
The sickos. They got
bro.
rewarded for that type of performance.
Dude, the sickos are getting
Everyone
fed.
wrote this one off, and they said,
Yeah.
you know what? We got you. Reggie said, we got you. And he delivered.
He did deliver tonight. The Nuggets were, of course, without Nikola Jokic, Jamal Murray,
Keep going.
Aaron Gordon,
Woo.
Hunter Tice. Okay, just kidding. But
Wait, he
did
was
not-
out? No, he was out.
The Clippers came into this game at full strength with their big 3, with Russell Westbrook. They were fully healthy. It didn't matter. Denver gets the win. Let's do a quick recap
Oh my
on this
God,
one.
dude. Let's go a long recap. I want to relive every moment of that game.
Well, my first note, you'll like this one. A lot of DeAndre Jordan.
Let's go.
And as we always say, that kind of told the story for a lot of this game. He had a reverse alley-oop early on. He had another dunk. He had a behind-the-back pass. He had an illegal screen.
Bro.
It was the DeAndre Jordan experience early on. Zeke Naji came in, gave really good energy, I thought, in his first stint. He was playing hard, had a couple nice offensive rebounds. Zeke Naji tonight finished with 7 offensive rebounds in 12 minutes. He was kind of a workhorse inside. Clippers were up 28-25 after the first quarter. Denver went to a 0 point guard look off the bench in this one. Christian Brown played backup point guard in this game, which was interesting. This is when Reggie Jackson really started to take over. He was doing everything in that second quarter, finishing at the rim. His jumper was going as well. The Reggie DeAndre Jordan pick and roll was shredding the Clippers.
Shredding.
Absolutely shredding the Clippers
Actually,
defense.
Lob City.
It was like
Lob
yeah.
City.
It was, man.
It was the Rock to the Clippers.
Yeah, and that started in the second quarter. Nuggets up 58-56 at the half.
Is that a literal reference?
Rock, paper, scissors.
Okay, yeah.
Third quarter, more Reggie DJ pick and roll. They were cooking. DeAndre Jordan was up to 5 assists midway through the third quarter in this game.
Cut and he will find you.
That's what he said, allegedly. Then the Clippers took control for a minute, and we're all watching this game downstairs with a couple other sickos in the house
Dude.
tonight.
You want to talk sickos?
We were all going crazy, though. The Clippers did get control of this game. They were up by 8 points. It felt like for the first part of the fourth quarter, we thought, all right, this this would be where, maybe the Nuggets fold here, just the talent wins out. But no, Julian Strawther hits a 3 to get the Nuggets to within 90-86 with 8 minutes left. Then P-Watt hit a jumper. Reggie hit another floater. The Nuggets got control of this game. The Clippers went to hack a DeAndre.
Oh, no.
He made both free throws the first time. I think that's when I knew this was going to be the Nuggets night.
Joke's on you.
When that happened.
Sorry, real quick, behind the curtain. He gets fouled again the next possession. Eric's yelling, why is he still in the game? Dev's yelling, because he just sunk both of them. And then he bricks the next
He then bricked those next two hard.
Get him out of there.
We were having a great time.
Then Peyton Watson missed a wide open layup, but then made a ridiculous shot on the next possession to make up for it. Then he locked up James Harden and got a steal.
Sure did.
Clippers on the other end of the floor were doubling Reggie Jackson all fourth quarter, but the Nuggets just made shots. We even got a Paul George 3-pointer off the side of the backboard.
And an air ball.
That's how I know he played. That's how I know he played.
Just a vintage night from Paul George in this one. MPJ finally gets a jumper to fall to put Denver up 109-102, and they win 113-104.
Did they give him that 3, by the way?
I think so, yeah. Because he had 5 points in the first quarter and then nothing until the last 4 seconds of the game.
He did finish with 8 points. They did give it to him. What a win. Definitely a win we're going to remember forever. We'll talk about, of course, the historical significance of this one, where it stacks up to some great Nuggets wins. We'll get into a lot of our notes as well. But Brendan Vogt, what was your first takeaway? Your big takeaway?
I'm going to let you guys cook
Don't do it.
on Reggie. I'm going to let you guys cook on Reggie. And especially Dev, because Dev was one of the early adopters of the Reggie hype and believers. For me, I'm going to go to DeAndre Jordan, who was unironically and with no asterisks, just full stop, great tonight.
He was incredible.
Great.
I didn't know he had one of these games in him.
I
didn't know.
I didn't know he had a game in him.
And yeah, to really turn back the clock in this way, obviously he was rebounding everything. He was really efficient around the rim, a legitimate lob threat. It's late November 2023. It was about stopping DeAndre Jordan at the rim. But honestly, the playmaking, which sort of early set the tone and enabled Denver to like, hey, we can just play ball here. Mm-hmm. Doesn't just have to be this weird everyone stand and watch and jack up bad shots. So Reggie got to cut early. Excuse me. There was a lot of movement, I thought, from everyone. Even the guys who were struggling, like KCP and Porter, like they all kept moving. And I thought part of that maybe was enabled by and encouraged by DeAndre right off the bat, just kind of being a fulcrum from the 5. And that was really, really impressive. And obviously Reggie was A++, but so was DeAndre Jordan tonight.
DeAndre Jordan finished with 21 points.
So crazy.
13 rebounds, 5 assists, 2 steals, 1 block.
Bro.
You line that up to any of his good games when he was with the Clippers, and that would have fit right in.
Oh, my God.
Dev, I'll go to you next. What's your big takeaway?
This was a game that was built on doubt.
Yeah.
They didn't have Jamal. They didn't have Jokic.
No.
They didn't have Aaron Gordon.
No.
We didn't have Adam.
Yeah.
This was a guy that was like pushed out by the Clippers.
Adam?
They said that they're moving on from this guy. The Nuggets re-signed him after a not great performance last year. And he just came, and he comes to work every single day to just get better, to make the team better. And in this game, with everyone out, we wrote him off. I know I wrote him off.
Dude, I literally wrote them off on Twitter.
He had an incredible game. I mean, like the game of his career. This was the game of his career, for sure. Efficient, surgical out there.
Surgical.
Just destroying. They had to go with the double team on Reggie Jackson late in the game. A game that had Paul George, in a game that had Kawhi Leonard, and they're missing everybody. They couldn't stop him. They couldn't do anything about it, and he really won the game. This was 2 guys winning the game. Denver Nuggets basketball, what we've seen the entire years. This was incredible performance by Reggie Jackson. Like seriously, this was insane. He was incredible.
He was.
The vibes are immaculate.
He was incredible.
Reggie Jackson.
Bro,
What do you got,
I'm into
D-line?
big government.
You are into big government. I didn't
I
realize
love
you were
bailouts,
such a
dude. I
dude.
love bailouts, man.
I know. Like, we're like the audio industry over here. The Clippers are a joke, dude. What is wrong with the Clippers? Watching the Clippers try to operate down the stretch when the pressure was actually on, comically the fact that the pressure was on, they have no idea who their number one guy is still. They didn't know who was supposed to take charge. They didn't know who was supposed to take the shot. James Harden thought maybe he was supposed to do it. He just dribbles into traffic, falls down. Paul George is like a no-show like you've never seen before. Kawhi Leonard, dude, I don't understand this team. The Clippers, there's like a powerful magnetic force that exists.
D-line, it's because there's nothing to understand.
Is
They're
that
not
it?
a real team.
Is that it? This is just a mirage?
They're just a collection of
bad
hoopers
contracts?
and over-the-hill stars who think they can have one last hurrah. And
Do you think any one of them said hurrah tonight?
on nights like tonight, you realize how fake this Clippers team is.
Remember how they're...
There is, by the way, real quick, Reggie does have 32 points, is his career playoff high, and then he had those great games in the Western Conference Finals. That said, just statistically, this actually probably is the best game he's ever played. He was outrageously efficient in putting up these numbers, although it's not his career high. In the playoffs, he's put up 32. The point being, Reggie is a guy who, at his best, can capture magic, right? Or can play magically, and tonight he certainly captured all of that. So that was awesome. When going to the Clippers, it's what do they want to do when the going gets tough?
They want to
Retire
move into that
once it
new
closes?
stadium and fill the arena.
And I can't.
If you're actually asking what they want to do.
So sorry, I should be more specific. Good answer. In the final 5 minutes of a game, or
Oh,
a close
gotcha.
game, like what is even Plan A? And there were even some of those looks where if Kawhi had hit them, you just shrug and you say, okay, take that exact same shot again next possession and let's see if it goes in. I mean, there's just nothing about what they do that makes you think you should change your defense, you should abandon your strategy, you should change your lineup. You know what I mean? I mean, they don't inspire any of that.
Yeah, they have a lot of great individual talent, and they got to play against a team, albeit a team that did not play perfect tonight. Like, there was a lot of guys that did not play up to their standards, but they played together, and they stepped up at times that they needed to step up. And that's it was a mixture of the old guys taking over the game, the young guys and the youth like really stepping in and, just being enough. And then also just like competing. They competed from the opening tip. There was times that they were down big in this game. And it was like,
by 11. I was
we're
like,
going to keep
well, that was
fighting.
fun.
We're going to keep playing. And we're going to just chip at it, like play by play. And they came back and they win that game. So the Clippers, not a real team. Really, not a real team.
Truly not. Dude, they're already a franchise with no fans. Like, I can't... Who in that arena is not just like...
How can you root for the Clippers?
They're like...
How can you root for that team?
But at that point, they're like, I'm a Lakers fan.
What are you
whatever.
doing?
I'm like, I'm done. Like, enough of this. Like, like it's funny to be the fun, plucky underdog in town, but like, I'll take the team that had a historically bad loss to the 76ers
They're a
versus
joke,
whatever
man.
this visage of a team is.
They're a joke. My big takeaway has to do with Reggie Jackson. And I've said this a lot on this show, but tonight is obviously when like this take came home. He is so awesome to root for. I love rooting for Reggie Jackson.
I know, dude.
Colorado kid. We've spoken to him a lot this season. He came on the show at training camp. He loves being a Nugget. He loves playing with Nikola Jokic and learning from Nikola Jokic. He loves this team.
Apparently without him.
Yeah, he's learned a lot from him. Yeah. He loves being in this locker room. He loves being a part of this organization. And for him to do this tonight against the Clippers, against his old team,
So wild.
against the team where he lost his starting spot last year, and then they sent him out to pasture when they picked up Russell Westbrook.
Oh my God.
He was a buyout guy. He was a free agent. To do this to this team, your former team, against a lot of the guys that you competed with, and against Russell Westbrook, the guy who took your spot, that's got to feel so good. And I'm so happy for Reggie Jackson, man. I love rooting for him. I love his story.
Dude.
I'm so happy he's a Nugget, and I'm happy for Reggie Jackson after tonight. That's like the biggest emotion I'm feeling right now.
And DeAndre Jordan.
Yeah.
These are two guys that the NBA completely wrote off. We completely wrote them off. Like, they're just, it's like DeAndre Jordan was just like the vibes guy, the bench vibes guy. He's a player coach. He's out there. If he doesn't become the backup 5 after this game, I don't know. Like,
that's the conversation we should.
It seems improbable. Like, it seems like irresponsible to put your backup 5 in the hands of a 35-year-old. But like, what choice do they have? Like, that was dominant. The thought that
it was actually kind of dominant.
The wild thing is that like our bench will realistically have Reggie Jackson and DeAndre Jordan 2-man game. That pick and roll, which is unstoppable somehow. Like, are the Nuggets, they're back. They're fixed.
Yeah, you want to talk about being back. Like, I think that this was the perfect timing for that. Jamal is, returning. That is imminent. And this was a backup unit that had questions. It was like, hey, they have not been playing well. They have not been scoring. They have not been competing. What have they been missing? Well, this game was full of backups. And then you throw in a starter or two, which is a stagger anyway. Maybe they answered a question in this game. You put Reggie back with the bench, who looked amazing to start the season with the bench. And now you have a backup option, really, that, like, he played so well. I questioned myself. I put myself in Zeke's shoes. I would have cried on the bench tonight.
Yeah.
I would have been crying.
I was crying.
He played that well. Where he was like, hey, that is our backup center.
You want to talk about a get-right game? All of our questions all the questions this team had were answered in one night in LA.
All the Nuggets are good again.
All the Nuggets are good. Well,
all you have to do is play the Spurs at home and then the Clippers. Any iteration, any day of the week.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
No, go for it.
So I did want to have the serious conversation. I mean, DeAndre played a better game tonight than Zeke will play all season. If you're just watching this game, it's a no-brainer,
right?
That guy should play over that guy. Let's look at the other side of it. Defensively, he doesn't fit into their plan quite as well. But I mean, he's also just a better player right now, or at least played a better game tonight. Then there's the endurance question, the conditioning question.
I
think that's the most important.
It's the attrition.
One.
That's the tough part.
Can you go to DeAndre Jordan every night at this point? Probably not. But could you go to DeAndre Jordan maybe a little more often than we planned?
That's the
never
thing.
24 hours ago.
That's the thing.
That's kind of that's definitely where my head's at, and it's hard not to be after that game.
Dude, he put up 21 and 13
with 5
in 33 minutes, and he is out of shape right now. Like, he has no reason to be in shape. He was not the backup center. He has been picking up DMPs for the entire year so far. You don't have to play him 30 minutes. You only need to, buy some time for Jokic to be on the bench. And maybe that's what you have to do. You have to alter what that bench unit looks like. They have to have a new identity. He showed tonight that you can go with a whole new identity. And even if you put him there, maybe that opens up, things for Zeke. Maybe he goes back to the 4, but at least you feel like you have an option.
Whoa.
And also you have a play that you could just keep running. That pick and roll today,
it was unstoppable, dude.
Deadly. Dominant.
You could have a
unstoppable.
pick and roll that's unstoppable with the starters and then go to the bench unit and have the same dominant pick and roll.
Yo, Lob City?
What do you do with that? What do you do? That was Lob City.
It was Lob City in Lob City against Lob City.
Oh, man.
Yeah. I want to talk more about the bench for sure. We got to hit a quick break, though.
Oh, my God, dude.
We're
all
get back
jazzed
to it on
up.
the other side. I know, man. I want to keep talking about it.
I never want to stop.
I love chasing our tail with the bench. Should they stagger? Yes. No. What about just the 5-man bench?
So
what about
stupid.
Zeke? What about DeAndre? What about Bet365 where it's never ordinary?
Bro.
It wasn't ordinary tonight. The only thing that was ordinary tonight was that Dev's locks hit. They tend
They
to,
always
don't
hit.
they? Dev, Reggie Jackson over.
Dude,
easy money.
I bet heavy on DeAndre Jordan's rebounds. As soon as Dev gave him for the lock, I was like, yeah, that makes sense.
If DeAndre Jordan is in the rotation and you can bet his rebounds, bet it.
Bro, both locks hit in the first half with like 4 minutes left. Nothing is never ordinary.
Never ordinary.
Except for that is a little too ordinary.
Whether you're doing your own live bets, you're rocking with Dev's pregame bets, or you're seeing the DNVR custom bets when you have the Bet365 app, just look for Nux, our mascot. If you see him, that's us. You can ride with us. It's never ordinary with Bet365. You do have to be 21 and up, physically located in Colorado. Please do gamble responsibly. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem and wants help, call or text 1-800-GAMBLER. Download the Bet365 app right now. Use code DNVR365 when you do, and you can choose between two offers, a first bet safety net of $1,000 or bet $5, get $150 when you sign up with code DNVR365. Again, that's Bet365, where it's never ordinary. What is ordinary? Backus and Schenker winning
There's nothing ordinary
for
about
the
that
fine
either.
people of Denver. If you've been in a car accident, you were a pedestrian, you were in an accident, you were hurt at work, and most importantly, you're pretty sure it wasn't your fault. Don't panic. Call Backus and Schenker at 222-2222 or visit coloradolaw.net. Why should you do it? Why wouldn't you do it? They're not going to charge you for a consultation fee. In fact, they're not even going to charge you to take on your case until they've won your case. And they do win. They've won over $1 billion for their clients over the years. So again, car accident where you weren't at fault, motorcycle, rideshare, pedestrians, trucks, even if you were injured at work, call Backus and Schenker at 222-2222.
And also quickly, because there's only 28 minutes. I don't know. So there's very little time left on
22.
There's very little time left on the Black Friday or the Cyber Monday sale. So you got to get
You
in.
can get this hoodie, which I've worn on approximately like 100 Winners Lounges. This was our first hoodie we ever made.
Yeah.
And I've worn it like for the last 4 years. You can get it in the Black Friday sale.
Yeah, it's a DNVR locker. Hit it up. It's the sale's almost over. You'll kick yourself if you don't take advantage.
Back here on the Winners Lounge, presented by Bet365, Never Ordinary. Let me start this off with a stat for you guys here. This is from Real Statsman on Twitter, who does stats for the Nuggets, a bunch of teams in Denver.
Great follow.
This is a not since Wilt stat, just to preface
God,
this.
dude.
Is it DeAndre Jordan?
It's always Jokic.
Get out of my face if it's DeAndre
Jokic didn't
Jordan.
play tonight. Reggie Jackson is the only NBA player besides Wilt Chamberlain
Oh, no.
to have 35-plus points, 13-plus assists, 5-plus rebounds on 78% shooting from the floor.
This is what I was trying to say, you guys. Are we sure that's not a better game than Allen Iverson's ever played?
Wilt did it 3 times. 55 years later, Reggie Jackson does it against the
say-
Clippers.
You know what that includes? Nikola Jokic.
Nikola Jokic has never done that.
Never done. You want to know what else is crazy? This was on the second night of a back-to-back
Yep.
against his former team. Not since Wilt, Reggie Jackson.
He was moving different, too. Like
That's
some of those
insane.
dribble moves, I'm like, you were not doing
Dude.
that 2 weeks ago.
He looked under control. I
Oh,
could not
dude.
believe the type of movements he was doing in this game. Like,
Incredible, man.
I can't believe
Cooking
it.
James
Yeah.
Harden.
Let's get back to the bench, though, because I think that's the biggest takeaway that's going to follow and have effects going forward in the season from this game is the second unit and what it's going to look like. When Jamal Murray comes back, whether that's Wednesday or Friday against the Rockets at home or against the Suns on the road, he's probably not going to be playing like 35-plus minutes a game. This, to me, is the perfect opportunity to just have Reggie Jackson be the only point guard on that second unit
Yes.
and surround him with similar guys that he was playing with tonight. Peyton Watson, Julian Strother,
Yep.
maybe Christian Brown's out there. The question does become, though, and we talked about it a little in segment 1, did the Nuggets find their new backup center tonight in DeAndre Jordan?
Their brand new backup
Yeah.
center, 35-year-old DeAndre Jordan.
Did they
Fresh out the
discover him
package.
tonight? I'll tell you my take is that should the Nuggets go to DeAndre Jordan every single game at backup center? No. I actually don't think they should.
Yeah,
They
I'm with you.
can't.
I don't think they should. But I'm with what Vogt said earlier. Maybe you should go to him a little more often. Because you saw it tonight, man. The Reggie Jackson, DeAndre Jordan pick and roll can be dominant, unstoppable, deadly, whatever adjective you want to assign to it. It can be a weapon, you know? And that maybe is what the identity of the Nuggets second unit can shift to. Reggie Jackson, high pick and roll, not sharing the floor with Jamal Murray as much. That is initially my read on what the bench
So
should
just to
go
be clear, we started today as saying that it was a youth movement, and we ended today saying that we should go with 35-year-old DeAndre Jordan and 48-year-old Reggie Jackson. Like, it's not only is it not a youth movement, it's the oldest movement in the NBA, and it is unstoppable.
Malone's pregame quote was this: "Hey, this year's about developing the young
The
guys."
young guys, DeAndre Jordan, Reggie Jackson, Justin Holiday. What was this game?
When you think about like some of the best backups that the Nuggets have had in recent memory, it's DeMarcus Cousins, Mason Plumlee.
God damn it.
None of them had a game like what he had today. Like, this was an incredible game. And this was against starters. This was not backup minutes for him. 21 points, 13 rebounds, and 5 assists. Like, he was out there, like, really dealing. He's setting up guys. He had a quote in the middle of the game. He said, just cut, I'll find you. He talking like he Jokic out
Facts,
there.
man.
He was dominant, like, really dominant. Like, he's rim rolling. The rim rolling was just incredible because he really it turned into
behind his
City.
back too.
There was a play that Reggie just threw it as high as he could, and DeAndre Jordan went to go get it at 35 years old.
Dunked on 2 people.
Dunked on 2 people and just act like it was nothing. Like,
What is
this was like
going on, dude?
not out of the ordinary for him. He really act like he felt like he deserved, like he should have been in this position.
Did Bruce Brown ever have a game that good?
No one but Wilt Chamberlain has.
There you go. I mean, Bruce Brown impacted the game a lot more than just with his scoring, but I mean, he never had a game close to that good.
I mean, dude, very few players off the that are typically on the bench step in and do what he just did. And let's not kid ourselves. Reggie could have an A+ rest of the season and not do what he just did.
Right.
He's not going to do that again. But that didn't come out of nowhere. He has been playing well this season for the most part.
Mm-hmm.
And you do think about the bench identity with, let's say, Jamal's coming back soon enough. Reggie gets to play more with the bench, at least in theory, depending on how that rotation plays out. Like, yes, the Reggie DeAndre Jordan connection is enticing. To me, though, it really was that guys were moving because he was passing the ball. And there was like a 48 hours where, like, look at Zeke doing DHO passes. Not really, but
He's got to set a screen on some of those
I know,
DHOs,
that's the
man.
stuff. Because obviously DeAndre played really well, but if I'm just thinking about like how it actually changed things for the bench, to me, that was it. Now, I know he started in this game, but when he was on the floor, guys were moving. And I loved seeing that. And I wonder if that's something that they can harness and replicate for short spurts. One stint in a game here and there. It's at least an option. And, good on DeAndre Jordan for working to stay ready. We joke a lot about vibes guys, end of the bench vets. Like, they are working all the time in case this moment comes. And he was ready for it.
Absolutely.
Dude, speaking of vibes, what is the vibe like in the Clippers locker room right now?
Honestly,
they're
D-line,
gone, right?
it
They've already
might not
gone
be
home.
that dissimilar to a just regular loss.
No, that one, man.
I don't know, man.
You just walk off. You just home.
Got cooked by Reggie Jackson and DeAndre Jordan. Like, those
James
two-
Harden probably didn't think much of it.
Well, James
No,
Harden-
those are guys that like.
Paul George's life will go on. He'll probably just go back to
Probably
the studio, record new episode.
Well, he's gonna show
Podcast
love.
Pete.
He loves Peyton Watson. He really likes Reggie Jackson. He's like a Denver fan at heart. Like he's gonna probably just show love, like how good they are. But that was one that I know Russell Westbrook really cared about that.
He's
I
trying
know
to
James
kick
Harden
Reggie Jackson out.
got destroyed. He cared about that. Like it's not only writing a guy off, they gave up on Reggie. And he went and had that type of game. DeAndre Jordan, they were just sitting him for the hell of it. You know what I mean? Like, these are people that have not played in a while and have not been thought about in a while. And they have that type of performance against you and beat you. And this was an embarrassing loss, like a truly embarrassing loss. That you don't just like sweep that under the rug, especially with all the hype that the LA teams get. Both LA teams got embarrassed tonight.
Embarrassed.
Dev, the Nuggets were on a back-to-back. They played a game last night where they had to play their starters at the end of a fourth quarter.
They had to.
They chose to. Sorry. They chose to. They're on a back-to-back without their arguably 3 of their top 4 best players.
Nothing to argue about it.
They were on NBA TV
And
as the late slate game.
And the two Denver starters that did play tonight were combined like 5 for 30.
They were the worst players on the entire
exaggerating,
team.
but yeah. So that's, by the way, the part of this that is really fun to think about is just how much fun that was for Reggie and DeAndre, who I know Reggie's been playing for a while. DeAndre, not just to get on the court, but for those two guys to turn the clock back together in a win that feels like it really means something.
Dude.
And against that team in that building, these are the little things. You know, the Nuggets were not playing with joy there for a week or 2 weeks. These are the little things that can galvanize that.
Absolutely.
Like we just joked about the Clippers locker room. I bet the Nuggets locker room.
My God.
That video is gonna hit when the
Clubbed
account
up in
tweets it
there.
out later.
Dude,
Yeah, this is definitely, to your point, the type of win that can immediately change your vibes on a stretch of the season.
look at us, dude. Our vibes have never been higher. You know who also had one of the worst nights ever?
Who's that?
Bones Hyland. Just sitting on the bench watching essentially his replacement because he shoved his way out of town, so they had to pick up a guy off the buyout market. Comes in, absolutely cooks his new team that he doesn't get to play for. Bones, what are you doing, man?
What I was also thinking about during this win is like this was a Nuggets culture win as well.
Oh, yeah.
Because they have this win. We've got the 7.
Oh man,
We've got tons of wins throughout the Jokic era. And now a win where Jokic wasn't playing in one of those games, where the Nuggets have pieced together improbable victories. And on nights like tonight, you see the difference between a championship culture and a losing culture. Clippers are losers, man.
Losers.
They're losers, and they have a losing culture, and they always will until they decide to commit to do things the right way. The Nuggets did that 8 years ago, and they won the championship, of course. That was the validation we all needed. But wins like this, still validate the culture that's been built in Denver around Nikola Jokic with Michael Malone and just all the pieces that have come through the organization over the last 8 years. Nights like tonight, man, you can chalk a lot of this up to the culture that the Nuggets have built and that their opponent hasn't.
And just quickly, also, I think what it speaks to in that same vein is like a night like tonight, these guys feel no pressure of any kind because they know that they're a team that has Jokic on it. He's not there tonight, but all right. So what if we drop this game? It's okay. We have Nikola Jokic, Jamal Murray, Aaron Gordon, Michael Porter Jr. We have good players. We're gonna be fine. Let's just go out and just do it. There's no one's gonna be mad at us if we drop this game.
Let's just play hard.
They play free. They play fun.
Play free.
They play for each other.
Yep.
They play in ways that were just ridiculous, and it just worked because the Clippers are just not a squad, man. They are just what a ridiculous team they are.
Yeah, in this type of game, these are type of games that you don't give the credit that you should. This was a game Malone coached them up and stuck with guys, and he made rotate. Christian Brown didn't play a lot. He was pretty much benched in this game. Went away from the point guards, and that was a question that they were heading into. Had their backups play to this type of capacity. And then on the other side, the guy that gets all of the love in the world, Tyronn Lue, he couldn't coach his guys into beating that type of team.
Best coach in the NBA.
Best, and I'm not saying
According to
that
all the GMs
I'm not
out
saying
there.
that he's not,
Oh,
but
he's
you're
not.
not given the same type of love,
He's not.
that he
He also
deserves.
can't really coach that team.
And he didn't. They
Yeah.
just,
He
lost
knows
that
he
one,
can't.
and they were 11-point favorites. Second night of a back-to-back. You have your full team playing.
we were
and
afraid of the spread.
Paul George is not going to get any type of scrutiny, but he shit the bed. You know what I mean? And got destroyed as well. They let Reggie Jackson do that with two of the best perimeter defenders in the NBA. They sent in double teams, and they still couldn't stop him. And this is with, Reggie Jackson and DeAndre Jordan playing eraser for Michael Porter Jr. and Christian Brown. They didn't play great, and they still won that game. You have to give love to Malone in those type of performances.
Absolutely, man.
You have to tip your hat. You do.
Look at James Harden's line tonight. We talked about Paul George, but look at James Harden's line. 11 points, 2 rebounds, 4 assists. He shot the ball 7 times in 36 minutes. That type of performance, that's the stuff that isn't tolerated in Nuggets culture. But when you're on the Clippers, it's cool.
So
Like,
cool.
of course James Harden wanted to go to the Clippers because he can just live in LA
Dude.
and put up duds like this.
It's so cool to
And
be
have
cool.
zero pressure, but potentially be the savior if everything goes right.
He looked so cool though. You know what I mean? Like, just like when he like rolled the ball up and then accidentally
What a
kicked it and then
fucking bum.
hit and watched it. So cool.
Yeah. Real quick before we hit a next break, is this win better than the 7?
I don't think so.
I'm going to say no. They did have Jokic. They also only had 7 active players. And they were playing a Utah team that at the time was a tough matchup. In these times, the Clippers are like guaranteed win. Who are we kidding?
Clippers have been playing well.
Not
But
against
also-
the Nuggets.
So I've been told.
But we were wandering through the desert at the time of the 7. Like we didn't know who we were. We didn't know. Like it was just improbable in so many ways
That's the
because
first Nuggets culture.
yes,
exclamation
that was
point.
the
Yeah.
first Nuggets culture
Yeah.
win where you saw that there was enough in like the very foundation of this team to get something improbable done. Now it's like we know who the Nuggets are. This is high comedy, man.
I don't know. This is close to me. This is very close.
If this game had a name as good as the 7, it
That's
might
part
be
of it.
closer.
That's
That's the problem. We need a name for this game.
this is the
Let me know in the chat what this game should be called.
It's the Reggie Jackson game.
But that's not as good as the 7.
It gotta
Yeah, the
be. It
Reggie
gotta
game?
be to revenge something.
Be more creative, chat. The Reggie game. Come on.
I could have come up with
This
that.
is the game, though. We do, I mean,
De-
we do file some of these away, right? Like, we still talk to this day about the Austin Rivers game. That was in the playoffs. I get that's a different level. But this year, we will come back to this game,
Absolutely.
especially with how bad the vibes were like 72 hours ago.
But this is close to the 7, and this is the biggest thing for me. This game had James Harden, Russell Westbrook, Kawhi Leonard, Paul George, Michael Porter Jr., Christian Brown. It was DeAndre Jordan and Reggie Jackson who were the best players in this game.
Yeah, dude. Oh, here's it. It's
The other side had Jokic. Jokic was still playing. You always have a
good point.
chance if he's out there.
It's the bailout, right? The bailout.
Big government bailout.
I'm just reading the chat. The chat sprung to life. This is fantastic.
The Jackson 35. That's pretty good.
So Jokic, Gordon, and Murray missed this game. KCP shoots 3 of 14. MPJ shoots 3 of 13.
Slob City?
Kawhi Leonard is 10 of 26. Paul George is 2 of 13. James Harden is 3 of 7. And somehow that was an awesome game. That's crazy. That is crazy to me.
Yeah, that is crazy. Let's hit another break. We'll give some final thoughts on this game, then do super chats and around the association.
Insurrection.
I'm loving these suggestions in the
That's what I'm
chat,
saying,
though, man. These are great.
The hive mind.
The
has come to-
apologize to Reggie
I
game.
don't even think that other teams should get the love on this day. We shouldn't even go around associate. This should be
No.
all about Nuggets.
No, the association is revolving around us.
All you have to do is say that the Lakers lost by 40, and then just stop there.
Oh, man.
Savings and loan crisis.
You know what pairs nicely with an unexpected Nuggets W?
The crypto crash.
The expected crisp deliciousness of a Breckenridge brewery. A Breck brew. We know, we love our Breck brews here at DNVR. And they've got one for every Denver sports occasion. The Avalanche Amber Ale, the Mile High City, the Broncos Country Pale Ale. They've got Fun Slingers, Good Company, Hard Seltzers. So many options. All the Breck brews are good. Punch it into the Breck Beer locator or come to the DNVR bar in York and Colfax. You might see us and a couple other sickos watching sicko bowls like that. You can come up and hang out with us, drink some Breck brew. It's awesome. Breck brew. They're cool. They're cool. I did not land that plane.
Breck Brews were flowing in the bar tonight.
Oh, yeah. You know what's awesome is not having to worry about the health of your hair and not having to worry about what you're putting in your body to ensure the health of your hair. That's what I'm talking about. Nutrafol, folks. The #1 dermatologist recommended hair growth supplement. Clinically shown to improve your hair growth, visible thickness, and visible scalp coverage. And they use physician-formulated, natural, science-backed ingredients. Their drug-free patented technology provides consistent, reliable results without compromising your sexual health. Fellas, you don't really have to worry. You can just get Nutrafol. Take the first step to visibly thicker, healthier hair for a limited time. Nutrafol is offering our listeners $10 off your first month subscription and free shipping when you go to Nutrafol.com/men and enter the promo code DNVR. That's Nutrafol.com, Nutrafol.com/men, and enter the promo code DNVR.
Back here on the DNVR Nuggets post-game winners lounge, presented by Bet365, Never Ordinary. I'm wondering if we should just read the suggestions for what this game should be called for the rest of the show.
I mean, how fast can you read?
Crypto Crash is getting a lot of love in the comments.
That's a good one,
Crypto
man.
crash.
Let's go.
Big government bailout.
Who needs the chat?
Name your
Slop
arena
City
Crypto?
again.
We can't do that. Oh man.
Big government bailout. Reggie Jackson apology form.
Oh my God. Amazing.
A lot of contenders.
Dude, this
We'll
is
have to see what sticks.
what this tells you is that this is a noteworthy game. This is a story of a game.
Yeah.
This is a game that will echo throughout the eternal legend of the Denver Nuggets.
Yeah. Let me see what other notes I've got for this game. Oh yeah, Reggie Jackson was he played all but 8 minutes tonight. I think the Nuggets were at minus 16 in those minutes.
As soon as he got out of the game, that's when they went down like 11, like quick.
Well, who were the other ball handlers tonight?
Christian Brown.
Christian Brown played backup point guard tonight,
Which is not
which
ideal.
was an interesting move from Michael Malone, who might be the only guy who doesn't know that the non-point guard lineups only work with Nikola Jokic. Like, that's why they work. Why would you play a lineup that doesn't have a point guard and doesn't have Nikola
He
Jokic?
saw Khalid and Jalen, and he was like, just give it to Christian.
Yeah, Christian Brown did not look great in that role. Michael Porter, rough game from him, although he did hit that big dagger late. Just 8 points, 10 rebounds. He did get on the glass. Just didn't really look comfortable the whole game, I thought.
Yeah, but that was a big shot for him.
It was a massive shot.
For one, he started off pretty hot, so like he kept them in it early, or that could have got ugly. Had like a bad spurt, just a lot of fouls, a lot of not great decisions, but then they stuck with him even late in the game, and he knocks down that shot. Like, so that's big, but also even then the young guys had to step in because he got into that foul trouble. Peyton Watson, Julian Strother, they had some impactful minutes, and they really did step up in that game, and that was great to see.
Looks like the defensive player of the game chain tonight went to
Jordan?
DeAndre Jordan, of course. I mean, you have to give it to him after that game.
What was tonight, dude?
It was the crypto crash of 2023. That's what tonight was.
Like, what is happening, dude? Like, talk about, I would say it's like turning back the clock, but this is like better than they've ever been. This is turning back the clock to a time that never existed.
This is just a game the Nuggets absolutely needed at this point. Wait, no, sorry, KCP actually got it. I think they gave a fake out.
By the way, we should shout that out because we joked about Paul George's shooting. Last time KCP matched up with Paul George, it went Paul George's way pretty decidedly.
Yeah.
And this was a really nice response from KCP, who did not shoot well himself on the other end, but it should be acknowledged he did his job defensively tonight.
Yeah. But this can be a win that totally turns the vibes of the season. And look, the Nuggets' vibes to start the season were great. They were immaculate. They took a dip
The defending
when
champs.
Jamal Murray got hurt, but it was also how the Nuggets came out and Nikola Jokic's attitude at the start of the season. The vibes have taken a dip. But this is the type of game, this is the type of performance from Reggie Jackson that can totally return the vibes and restore them to appropriate levels. And it was so important they got this game. Like, this was not a must-win, of course. We wouldn't have we wouldn't have been down on the Nuggets if they dropped this game, of course. But this was so big that they got this one because now you come home for the Rockets, and then you go immediately out on the road for a 4-game road trip. Sacramento, Phoenix, a couple difficult teams to start off right off the bat of that road trip. To have this game and get the vibes right before that is huge.
And maybe with Jamal Murray coming back
Yes.
at some point this week, if not by the next game, things could be. That was an early slog, an early joyless stretch. but definitely light at the end of the tunnel here.
Yeah.
We should talk about Justin Holiday a little bit.
The chat is screaming at us to talk about Justin Holiday.
I mean, not like a long list of notes other than that he played really well. Really well for Justin Holiday mostly means, did you notice him out there? If you didn't, that's kind of a good thing. I mean, he did have some good play. I mean, 12.6 rebounds, a couple of big threes. So in that sense, we noticed him. My point being, he blends in quite nicely. The ideas for him to be a complementary, supplemental piece out there when he's starting, and even with this group, not the starters, he did that again. This next point, not the best night to bring it up because Mike was bad, but playing Justin allows them to do a lot of what they want to do on both sides of the ball. Switchable defender on one end. On the other, they can really space the floor they want to and put Porter at the 4, which is typically where he's more effective. So that's been a nice dynamic as well. Obviously, Mike was bad tonight.
Yeah. No, Justin Holiday, I love that point it allows Michael Porter to slide to the 4. It's his best position. He gets on the glass. He has better matchups there. And Justin Holiday's been great, man. 12 points tonight, 6 rebounds, 5-8 from the field, 2 of 4 from 3. He did have 3 turnovers, though. High mistake game from a typically low mistake player. Look, man, fireman in the rotation in the starting lineup for 2 games. Put out the fire.
Another governmental agency.
He put out the fire.
Yeah, but it's also another guy that was written off. Like 4 out of the 5 starters have been written off, and they all played together and stepped up in this game. Justin Holiday, he was good on both ends of the floor, and also he just does not stand out in the wrong ways. He makes positive plays, and he's just under control. Like you kind of just know what you're getting from Justin Holiday, which you really do need on a team that had the youth playing, had the old guys playing, and he was still steady. So, like, that is a great game from Justin Holiday, and they needed some type of scoring. He provided that.
Yeah, it was like, what was that movie where all the old guys went to Vegas for one last hurrah? It was like
The Hangover?
Every single movie.
Bucket list?
Yeah, this is like a bucket list game. Like all the old guys are like, one more time, we're gonna go out there and do it. Justin Holiday, Reggie Jackson, DeAndre Jordan.
Please make the poster.
They just, dude, it was wild. Those 3 players alone were enough to get it done against the team that was
New
declared.
Big 3 just dropped.
That has been declared the favorite for the championship for like 3 years in a row. And they were done in.
And again this year.
They were done in at home.
Per ESPN stats and info. I also just watched the replay of Paul George's 3-pointer that hit the side of the backboard.
Oh my God, dude.
Was it from this game? Because I know he has a lot of those.
He has 2 that come to mind. One was tonight.
Maybe this game was the 3-point bucket list.
Let's hit a final break. We got tons of super chats to get to on the other side. Also got around the association. Some notable games tonight in the association that Superstar Dev will take us through. Also, final thoughts on this game.
We love to serve our friends and loyal listeners here in Denver and really all over the great state of Colorado. Northeastern Coloradans, listen up. This one's for you. Talking about High Plains Strains, a dispensary providing the top quality cannabis and a wide variety of products. If you give them a visit, make sure to mention DNVR, take advantage of their deals. Again, if you're up there in northeastern Colorado, and maybe some of these Denver sites aren't the spot for you, punch in High Plains Strains to your map app, head on in, enjoy their wide variety.
The lobotomy? I'm sorry.
Great.
The lobotomy.
Chat's on fire. Anyway, if you go to High Plains Strains, mention DNVR to take advantage of their deals.
He's weak.
Oh, man.
Win loved
Win
that
just
one.
turned into an actual real-life emoji.
Win loved that one.
Crying, laughing.
Oh, man. Hey, if you want to be like Reggie Jackson, you got to rock some glasses. Maybe you can't get goggles, but I don't know. Just get Shady Rays. You know what I mean? Just get Shady Rays. You can look cool at least. And you can shop with no risk. That's what's awesome about Shady Rays. If you don't like it, you can return it. So join the many, many people that have gotten themselves hooked up with affordable and dope sunglasses from Shady Rays. It's currently their biggest sale of the year right now for Black Friday. That's actually still going on, that sale. So don't miss out on the best deals for shades, snow goggles, and prescription sunglasses Go to shadyrays.com. Try for yourself the Shades rated 5 stars by over 250,000 people.
You guys got any final thoughts here before we go to ATR?
I think that it really is incredible that the Nuggets found something that looked good without Jokic, because they've been needing that so bad. That's a void that they've been wanting to fill. And just having this type of option, it's not every single night that you have to go through them, but just knowing that you have that option of a Reggie Jackson and DeAndre Jordan pick and roll. And then also when you throw in Christian Brown, he's going to find his own. Yep. Justin Holiday gets to go into that bench. Like, maybe they are starting to figure it out, and they needed that bad lull to get to this point.
Do you guys remember when the Nuggets were without Nikola Jokic, Jamal Murray, and Aaron Gordon against the Timberwolves last year? Do you remember that game?
Didn't they lose by like 35?
They lost 128-98. And it was an ugly game. It was a terrible game. Like, the Nuggets did not look like the Nuggets. And that is what I expected the Nuggets to look like tonight.
Yep.
I thought it'd be a terrible game.
Yep.
I mean, let's be honest. It may have been. Reggie Jackson and DeAndre Jordan went full God mode.
Yeah.
You know, on a night when.
Oh, there's an alternate universe where it played out
get
exactly like
smacked.
that Timberwolves game.
But maybe just having Reggie Jackson, Reggie Jackson can put the ball in the basket, man. He can score it.
We did say maybe he can come up with games like this every now and then.
Yeah.
What's even more surprising is how high the floor has been, really. I want to give a shout out to Peyton Watson. Got the defensive player of the game. Shane, last game, it came with a challenge. Can you play with that same energy and effort every night? I thought he did that tonight. Lugs 23 minutes, 8 points, 3 boards, 1 assist, 2 steals, 1 block. A couple of good moments on Paul George and Kawhi defensively. It's chaotic, man.
So chaotic.
But that's kind of his assignment. It's almost like Malone's like, hey, man, go be chaotic. Just go play hard. Make sure we feel you out there. I wrote this in the grades. You ever see those videos online where people are just shopping downtown and like a deer comes smashing through the glass and everyone goes just running?
The old classic.
You know that actually is a video. It just smashes. You know what I mean? You're like, how did this deer get in there? That's Peyton Watson hooping.
Yeah.
But it's like, it's also working. You know what I mean? He's not going to be smooth and crisp, but he can be disruptive. And he did that again tonight. So I thought those were good minutes off the bench.
Yeah. I'll give a shout out to Zeke Naji. Really? Who was a minus 13 tonight. He had 7 offensive rebounds tonight, man.
Okay.
7 offensive rebounds in 12 minutes. He played hard. It wasn't pretty. It never is really pretty with him. But I respect how hard he plays every possession.
Yeah, he definitely needed that. He started out super hot. It started looking like himself at the end of things, but it was great to see him find some type of rhythm. The first time he touched it, big board, went up, dunked it. I was like, all right, he's at least he's arrived. He's trying. He's trying to be here. Is he going back to that bench? Absolutely. Because DeAndre Jordan played well, but he did play well in this game.
What a win. Nuggets 113, 104 over the Clippers. Let's hit a quick around the association, then we'll get to Super Chats.
Around the association.
Yes. Still no
Sponsored
sponsor.
by nobody. Still looking for a sponsor.
This could be you.
Yeah.
Look at that graphic.
It would also make it the first segment period that's sponsored.
We got 1,600 people watching. You're
We don't
telling me
have
none of you wants to sponsor around the
We don't have a
association?
single sponsored segment, just FYI.
That's why you should be the first one to do it. All right. This one is a shocker for me. Portland Trailblazers get the win over the Pacers.
What?
Pacers aren't good, but neither is Portland. Halliburton had 33 points, 9 assists in the defeat. On the other side of things, it was Jeremy Grant's 34
He's
points
been cooking
for him. He has been cooking, playing well. 22 points, 13 rebounds for DeAndre Ayton. Malcolm Brogdon had 24 points. I thought Scoot was supposed to be the guy.
He looked like the guy. You know what? Turns out Summer League is a goddamn lie through and through.
We know that.
Hunter
Eric.
Tyson, Scoot Henderson.
Yeah.
Turns out.
How
many years do we have to do it together?
Dude, we'll go through the same thing. We'll give you grades on each Summer League game.
You want to talk about a mid-off? This is one of the,
Not
the
really, but
wildest
okay.
mid-offs I've seen. Detroit Pistons versus the Washington Wizards.
Whoa, that's not mid.
Midoff
dude.
is doing a lot of work there,
That's
though.
this is the Madoff.
Well, if you had to guess who won that game, Detroit Pistons, Washington Wizards.
I'm taking the Wizards.
I'm gonna guess that they called the game.
You got
They
it.
just decided not to play it.
You got it. Wizards get the win.
Let's
126,
go.
107.
Dude, the Pistons still haven't won a
how
game.
many,
man,
how many
they're
straight is that?
It's got to be like 13 or 14 now.
That's kind of hard to do.
No,
know,
you
at
got
some
to
point you
purposely
beat
be
someone.
doing something
It's
like that.
14.
It's horrible. Kyle Kuzma, 32 points, 12 rebounds. Even Jordan Poole was in the positive in this game. How wild.
At least the Pistons are paying Monty Williams like $150 million. At least they've got that under control.
Oh my God.
That's horrible.
What's
Jake-
the point? Sorry, real quick. You're in a rebuild, and someone's like, "Do you guys want to make Monty Williams the highest paid coach ever?"
Yeah.
You'd be like, "Why would you say yes?" Sorry,
I mean,
don't know.
he's a good
Cade.
rebuilding
You
coach.
just want him. You just want Cade to be good, I guess.
He is good.
yeah.
Cade had 26 points. The only thing that's bright around there is Detroit.
I'm telling you, my bold prediction for the month of February is Nikola Jokic is going to score 100 points in a game.
I can't wait, dude.
It's going to be against the Wizards.
I've
That's
been
when the Nuggets play
calling
the
for this.
Wizards.
I've been
Yeah,
calling.
he's
for
going to
this.
score 100.
Yeah,
He's going to do it.
We're gonna get a literal not since Wilt.
Yeah.
I can't
He's
wait.
going to
dude.
score 100 points in a game.
man.
That's
If
serious.
they did that, I'll take over your bet and drink the Christmas cake.
Yeah, dude. We're all drinking that.
Sure.
We're all drinking our own Christmas keg.
Utah Jazz get the win over the New Orleans Pelicans.
What?
And that one is crazy. Yeah, I don't even think that Marketing
what is
played
the
in this
NBA?
game. He didn't. He didn't play in this one. This was a team effort. Keontae George had 19 points to lead all Utah guys. They had all double-digit scores pretty much. For the Pelicans, Zion Williamson, 26 points. Brennan Ingram had 25 points, but they could not get the W.
I'll tell you how bad the Nuggets bench was down the other day. Somebody said the Nuggets, somebody in my mentions said the Nuggets needed to trade for Simone Fontecchio.
Well,
What?
listen, if you're the Serbians,
You're a
out there, like,
sommelier?
well, that'd be a good idea. First of all,
He's Italian, but
he's the
okay.
guy who absolutely destroyed Team Serbia in that Eurobasket.
yeah.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah.
To finish off ATA, we saw a Clippers team get embarrassed today.
What about the other side of town?
LA
Dev?
lost. The other LA team, you guys got to turn on ESPN. I know they're talking about it.
Because they're not talking about the Nuggets.
138-94. 138.
This was really
94.
actually the crypto crash of 2023.
The craziest
is
thing is that this wasn't in the in-season tournament where you're rewarded for running up the score. This is just like a good old-fashioned humiliation fest.
Wow.
Dude, Joel Embiid had 30 points, 11 rebounds, 11 assists.
Dude, he put one through his legs to Maxey. Pretty yoke
He
ass.
had a yoke
30, 11, and
game.
11. I know, not since Jokic.
Embiid is for real looking really good this year.
Oh my God, Tyrese Maxey had 31 points, so they had both of their guys go
He
for
won the
30.
MVP last
You
year.
get pluses all over. Plus 30, plus 30, plus 30.
You get a
30,
plus,
plus 30.
and you get a
Everybody
plus.
gets pluses. On the other side of things, LeBron James minus 30.
I thought it was a night for the old guys. What happened?
He had 18 points. Guess how many rebounds?
I'm going to guess 0.
Zero.
Wow, he
Zero
pulled his
rebounds
Ignazi.
from my boy Anthony Davis.
Really?
17 points, 11 rebounds. They were bad. They were bad.
I heard that LeBron was considering retirement after this game.
Nice.
Contemplating it.
Philly might be the harborers of the best vibes this moment right now in the NBA.
Which is wild because one of their players got hit by a car.
Jesus.
And one of them
It's
called their
true.
GM a liar
It's true. It's the crazy.
in China in front of a bunch of kids.
That's the craziest thing.
And
Like,
then
I
put
would've-
on a sign in
I
the
would
club.
have. I would have put all my money on the Celtics being the vibes holders, but I think you're right, dude. Maxey is like the vibiest player in
I
the
know.
East,
Little ball
and
of
Joel
sunshine.
Embiid like the having the weight lifted of him having to be the guy since James Harden was like the fake guy is like I don't know. It's crazy. It's whatever.
All right. Great around the association segment. Let's get to
Good job,
Super
Dev.
Chats.
I hope all the super chats just say the same thing. Blah, blah, nuggets, all good. All right. They probably will.
Jesus. How much of that Modelo did you have?
Less than half. All the Nuggets are good. That's what the Super
Turn
Chats
into a
sound
cookie
like.
monster out of nowhere.
That's what they sound like.
You know, there's a microphone in front of your face. It records everything you say,
I'm
dude.
getting too comfortable. I don't even. Anyway, Andrew Sullivan. Sometimes I feel really bad for the Clippers, and then I remind myself, no, wait, no, I don't. 8 straight wins against them feels good.
Nuggets have owned the Clippers since the bubble. Owned them.
This is exactly what I was just saying, you guys. All the former Clippers are good.
What? What's with the voice, though?
That's how they sound. They all
That's
blend
that's Vogt just mocking all of our friends and our.
No, we're all excited, dude. Everything's awesome. Everything's awesome. What do you think the Clippers show looks like right now?
Well, I don't think there is one.
There's probably like 2 viewers.
Moo! Gutsy win, Nugs. Way to go. Hey, guys. A couple of games ago, I asked about DJ coming in when Joker sits, and you guys said no, but didn't say why. Has your viewpoint changed? I'm going to go with yes.
Yeah, definitely yes.
As we talked about earlier.
Yeah, I don't think he's the backup center full time, but go to him more. Absolutely.
Hey, if he's going to do that. CJ Osborne. Super chat.
Thanks, CJ Osborne.
We'll probably see him again.
Super chat. Nick Bevilacqua. Oh, man.
Bevilacqua. My guy, Nick.
Thank you. Nick Bevilacqua. An absolutely amazing game. DJ Dunks.
Yep.
Reggie Masterclass.
Yep.
A Sickos Paradise.
Let's go, dude.
Code DNVR Sickos.
And then what
chat.
that grants you is the ability to stay up well past midnight on a Monday.
It was worth it.
Or I guess it's Tuesday now.
It
Jesus.
was worth it.
We got to get out of here.
Jay, our second and third string guys outscored Kawhi, Paul George, Harden, and Westbrook 36-16 in the fourth. All the Nuggets are good.
All the Nuggets are good. Let's fucking go. Dude, I love our people.
CJ Osborne, first time super chatter, long time watcher.
We could tell.
What a night. DeAndre, thank you for the super chat, CJ. DeAndre has earned enough goodwill tonight for me to never complain about his minutes again.
Yeah,
I know.
I agree, CJ. Great.
That
super
honestly
chat.
is like the biggest outcome of this game is that now, like, we all have to shut up about Reggie and DJ forever.
Nobody has had a bigger change of tune with the Nuggets fan base than DeAndre Jordan over his 2 years in Denver.
Calvin's just going to sign him again this year. It's like, what? What are you going to do?
And we'll say great.
Yep.
We'll say awesome.
Ken Patterson, Clippers forced to double Reggie at the end of the game. Dude, they had Kawhi on that man.
Man.
Dude, they
were
were doubling Reggie Jackson, and it didn't
They were
work.
doubling
work.
him in the backcourt.
It didn't work,
They
dude.
did everything too. They were denying on inbounds.
Reggie
and
Jackson.
all type of stuff.
Like, and then the Nuggets, conversely, they're like, oh, James Harden has the ball. Like, whatever. Who cares?
Unbelievable. What a night. Bubbles buzzer beater. Reggie Jackson, 35-13-5.
Oh,
Bones
no.
Hyland, 0-0-0.
It's so sad because
Can't
it's
argue
true.
with math. Blair Einfeld, in honor of Thanksgiving and a dish best served cold, and with what the roster was left with, I believe this game should be called the leftovers.
It's
I like it.
It's solid reason.
We got a lot of contenders, I will say.
I know, dude. This is just going to be the game of many names.
The nickname game.
The nickname game.
Seth Bang, sharing some of my delusional money line bet. Do we see more DeAndre Jordan minutes after tonight's performance, or was it just a flash in the pan? Him and Reggie complimented each other so nicely tonight.
Dude, you can't. That was not like an accident, and they did it over and over and over.
Hang on,
Maybe
who
I'm
took
sure
the
gonna
money
try
line? That guy took the money line?
Damn.
I
He
love
should be
that.
doing our
Yeah,
bets.
dude, that's a
I know. Get this bum dev out of here.
heat check.
Yeah, we'll definitely see more.
I'm gonna tell you right now, he doesn't win a lot if those are the bets that he's making. It was a good hit.
That's a good
That was
point.
a good hit.
Good point.
Just throwing darts.
Good point.
Nadine Marcus, funniest, most thrilling win ever. I agree, it was the funniest win ever.
It was pretty funny.
It was the funniest win. Dakota Marquez. RJ was a steal this offseason with how he's playing.
How about that? From overpaid to a steal.
Oh, man.
I know. From a buyout
Calvin,
to a steal, dude.
Can smell those Calvin Booth cigars from here, man.
Oh my God.
Road King Thor. So if Jokic and Murray played, do they both end with 45, 20, and 15 each? Gosh, the Clippers are so dull.
The sad thing is, like, probably not.
Yeah,
The Clippers are like a moth.
dude,
You just crush it and it turns to dust.
it meant a little bit more without Jokic.
That's the Clippers.
It wouldn't have been as
They're
fun winning
nothing.
like that.
They're nothing.
Oh man, you've
Man.
never crushed a moth before. It is gross.
Yeah.
I wish it was just dust.
Yeah, there's a little juice in there.
It's a lot of internal organs. It's really gross.
That was kind of a bar, though. 5.
Total bar.
Jokic and Jamal have the PB&J nickname. Reggie and Jay need something like milk and cookies. 'cause
That's
it's
good.
so sweet, and the dunks are bringing down the house. You might have
Dude,
just done
What do
it, bro.
old people eat?
I was just gonna say it's gonna be like prunes and naps.
Butterscotch and apple juice.
It was like Werther's and original.
Oh, man. Ken Patterson, Steve Ballmer shelling out cash on these burned out superstars. Let him know, Ken.
He didn't even show up tonight.
You didn't see? I thought he was there.
Jokic, Jamal Murray did not show up.
Steve Ballmer? You think they were all together?
Probably.
Jess Tiss, crypto is our coastal home court. Hashtag Denver, you are the father.
Oh,
A lot of
baby.
brooms in there, too. Oh, yeah.
Who is your
'cause of
daddy, LA?
Love it.
Who is your daddy?
Sweet. Diz, Heat versus Nuggets? What is this, my damn microwave?
Again, man. Back to
They didn't play.
This is like when you have a good joke. You gotta bring that joke back.
and we were equally
I
confused.
saw that.
It's just such a good joke that he just has to run
hope-
it back every
Please,
night.
God, let this be a bit
You've
that
been
goes
doing
all
it since
season
game
long.
5, and we just
No, it's just been the last 2 games.
Dude, this is if this is a bit like this is like a bit that goes all season long. In the end, he's like, I just spent $5,000 to tell that joke.
And I told you guys.
Oh man, that guy loves
I,
chicken nuggets.
dude, I honestly couldn't be happier with that.
That one got killed. Chris Mather, first time super chat, bet $50 on the Nuggets money line today. Jesus, dude, and had to spread the wealth. Let's effing go. This game is proof.
All the Nuggets are good. Let's
Thank you,
go,
Chris. Thank you.
$50 on the Nuggets money.
dude. That is wild boy
That
behavior.
is reckless, dude. Peter Plummer, shout out to Justin Holiday, 5 for 8, 12.6 rebounds, plus 12 on 34 minutes. Been a pros pro so far.
Pros pro,
Definitely
baby.
pros
Pros
pro,
pro.
man.
It's a good super chat. AJ Walker, I don't know how Steve Ballmer watches the most expensive team in the NBA lose to 34-year-old DJ and Reggie, who they cut and not pull whatever hair out he has left.
He has none.
He has none. So he pulled out all of his hair already. And he paid for James Harden.
How many pulls
gonna
out
have
James
a-
Harden's hair?
He's like, wait, I'm paying this much money
And he's like,
for
oh, I actually
James
didn't-
Harden?
He's like, I asked it in that tone because I didn't notice it in my bank account in any way. It did not even make a dent.
Come on over to the new Clippers arena where you can watch Normal Powell grift for 4 quarters. Felix Tannenbaum. I
didn't even
watched
get
the
to that
96 upset of the Bulls with my dad. This game felt like that.
Holy shit.
Let's fucking
I'll
go.
take that.
Oh, yeah.
Hell
Maybe
yeah,
it is
dude.
better than the 7.
Yeah. What's the
Yeah, it's the
hottest take you
96.
could have that's kind of true? I'm telling you, it's that Reggie Jackson played a better game than Allen Iverson's ever played. First super chat.
How'd you even think of that take?
I know. Why is it all, why just Allen
I don't know,
Iverson?
because I kind of think if you look it up, it might check out.
It doesn't.
Brendan has said that quote 100 times tonight, and Dev has said that
I
quote
know.
98 times tonight.
I like Allen Iverson too. I don't really know. Alex, first super chat. Y'all are awesome. Bench Jokic and Murray. We found our 2-man game. Such fun watching Reggie and DeAndre go to work.
It's Alex.
Jazzy J, Nuggets should into turning Strawther into a ball handler. He makes good decisions, makes smart passes, and keeps the ball moving. Respect the shot.
Respect the shot.
He played well tonight too.
Yeah, he did. He did. Who
And
didn't?
I agree with that point kind of right now. I'm intrigued by the ball handling. James Jimmy, Najee and Strawther, broccoli hair draw extra fouls because it's always flopping all over. Give Joker that broccoli hair he's
Broccoli hair.
That's a wild paragraph. Astray. Y'all think Kawhi and PG curse out Morris's name every night for that infamous moment back in the bubble? Possibly.
They probably get together and talk about it.
I'm sure.
No look yoke tonight was Revenge of the Sickos.
Nice.
Dude.
Jeremy, J-Rock Michael.
Our homie.
Sweetie Jacks. F the Clips.
Amen.
It's like Sweaty Jackson.
Yeah, that was the spelling.
I think it's Sweaty Jackson.
Was it Sweaty Jacks?
Are we good?
This is Reggie Jackson.
All right, guys. What a night. Woo. What
Bro.
a time with the fellas. What a time with you all watching in the chat.
No, I thought I was full on Thanksgiving, dude. I am stuffed.
I
That
am
was,
stuffed. I'm
that
about
was
to-
delicious.
I'm gonna call all my homies. From
You
the
had a
Springs.
lobotomy tonight.
Just tell them like, yo, what's up?
We're not friends anymore.
Yeah.
Don't call me.
Only Reggie.
A heck of a night. Nuggets get the improbable win thanks to an all-timer from Reggie Jackson.
An old timer.
It was a better game than Allen Iverson, according to some.
Yeah, right. The old timer, all timer.
About to
Dude.
get on Stat Muse. Andy Bailey, hit me up. I think I'm right about this.
Thanks for hanging out. Thanks for watching with us. If you can, throw us a quick thumbs up before you get out of here. Really helps us out. Subscribe to the channel. We'll be back tomorrow with another show. Talk to you guys soon.
Let's go.
We all silly like the mayor.